We're going to ask, what should Liverpool do about the offer to let Trent go early? You know, for me, the best scenario would be Trent not taking any part in the last 3 games, but that's just me being a bit of a shithouse. But if they do want him, seemingly they're going to come forward with an offer of €1 million, about £850,000, according to the BBC. I did ask you guys to let me know your thoughts earlier on in the news video about what you would do if you were Liverpool in this situation with Trent. Genuinely, as a human being, I can't believe he'd have the cheek to get on the coach and do the bus parade. I wouldn't in his position. I just wouldn't have the barefaced brass neck to do it after leaving the club or telling the club you want to leave. So I want to know what you think about it. Do you think Trent should get to do the farewell at Anfield the last game of the season? Should he be on the bus tour? Or should the club maybe protect him, is what I'm trying to say here, because I would imagine there will be a few choice words from certain sections of the fan base. The Mirror said, this might well have been Trent's hardest decision of his life, but it's one that has been meticulously planned. They go on to say that in truth it was probably sorted last year. Now, I was reading a piece on the Echo and they kind of suggested that this could have been 4 years in the making for Trent. There was a piece, I think, by Theo Squires, and I was reading through it, a very interesting piece in all honesty, and Theo was saying that it looks, I think it was Theo Squires, Theo was saying that basically when Trent was given his last contract, Andy Robertson was given a 5-year deal, Alisson was given a 6-year deal, and Trent was offered a 5-year deal, but he was insistent on only signing a 4-year deal. So you wonder, was this in the works all the way back even then? Sammy Mockbell of the BBC have said Real Madrid are considering an offer of about €1 million to release Trent Alexander-Arnold from his Liverpool deal early. So I'm going to start the poll tonight by asking, would you take that 1 million from Real Madrid or 850 grand? So bear with me. Okay, right. So question is going to be, should Liverpool take the €1 million on offer from Real Madrid to let Trent depart early? Right, so yay or nay, let me know and we will revisit this in a while. Brian reckons there's no effing way that we should take the money from Madrid. So I looked at it a couple of ways in my mind, Brian, and I thought, the money doesn't really matter to me in this scenario. It's more a case of what the club want to do with Trent. So if I'm Liverpool, I'd say to Trent, we'll take the £1 million, but you go now. You leave now. You cancel down the rest of your contract and you leave the club right now. No parade, no last day goodbye at Anfield. Off you pop. Go start training with Real Madrid and prepare for the Club World Cup. That's what I'd do. The club, well, they may make him see out his contract. I mean, if we look at the wording from the post yesterday that we put up, the club had said he will leave when his contract expires. And if that's the case, that would be at the end of June. So I guess it'll come down to what the club want to do here. If he stays and does the last game of the season, the Arsenal game, and let's say the bus parade, I just don't see how that isn't awkward for everybody else. If I'm Trent getting on that bus, the first thing I'm thinking is this is going to take away some of the fun and limelight from the players who aren't going to get some angry responses. Because if there's some Disney scenario here where they think that everybody's going to just applaud Trent and wish him the best, some people will do that, but I think the majority will think very differently. Marcus said, absolutely sell him. The sooner he's gone, the better. The question is, would FSG take the 1 mil? Well, for me, Joshua, the money's kind of irrelevant in this scenario. It's more a case of what should we do? Should we let him go early? Or should we allow him to stay at the club, finish his season, go on the bus tour and then head off? I guess we'll find out soon enough what way it's going to happen. But for me, Trent's decided where his future is. It isn't going to be at Liverpool. And if I'm Arne Slot, I'm telling him to stay at home. Genuinely, I would. I wouldn't have the brass neck if I was Trent to get on that bus or to do a lap of honour in the last day of the season at Anfield. I just wouldn't. Philip said, get the rat out of the club at the earliest possible opportunity. Brian, thank you as always, sir, for your incredible generosity. So you said you make a good point about getting them the hell out, admittedly. I loathe to make any accommodation to Madrid or Trent. Yeah, you see, that part I also get, Brian. But I think it might be a win-win for everybody in that scenario. I mean, like yourself, I don't want to see Liverpool bound down to Madrid or to make Trent's life any easier. But I wonder, would it just make everybody's life easier, including the club and including the ability then for Arna and the players to really enjoy the last day of the season where they get the trophy and to really enjoy the fact that they get the parade. I mean, whatever about Trent being there to get his medal, fair enough. But I certainly wouldn't be I wouldn't be jumping on that bus if I was him, Brian. I wouldn't have the balls to do it, in all honesty. But, you know, maybe he and his teammates feel differently. My offer for Trent is 5% of the Club World Cup winnings, which Real Madrid win it is 125 million, given us 6.25 million. Yeah, I can't say that they're going to accept that or even contemplate that, to be honest with you, mate. Last Pies said the fact he knows that FSG are cheap and he still robbed us of a transfer fee is the most disgusting part. The part that I've been thinking a lot about this over the last couple of days, mate, is truly when did this all start? This idea in Trent's mind. Because I mentioned Theo Squire's piece earlier on, and I thought it was a very enjoyable read. You know, I'm not against giving the Echo credit for good pieces of work when they do it, but in the piece, it got me thinking, has he been preparing for this for a while? Because right now, Trent is coming into what would be classed as his prime, the peak years of his career. And coincidentally, that's when his last contract runs out. And he could have taken the extra year that Liverpool offered him, because they offered him 5. Alisson signed 6. But he didn't. He chose 4. So he either started thinking about this 4 years ago, or there's a thought process that he did it 2 years ago. And then there's also a couple of different reports. One suggesting that he told Madrid in December that he was going to move. And then, of course, we know that he told Arne Slot in March during the international break that he wasn't going to be signing a new deal. So I just don't know what to believe anymore. But I do know this. No matter who you read and what you read, some variation of this headline is probably closer to the truth. This might well have been the hardest decision Trent's ever had, but it is one that has been meticulously planned. In truth, probably sorted last summer. Now, some more interesting bits and pieces here is Paul Joyce has said that talks between Liverpool and Real Madrid took place on Monday evening, a mere few hours after Trent made his announcement that he wouldn't be signing a new deal at his boyhood club. Now, again, I don't think that's a coincidence. Again, all planned. Real Madrid have approached Liverpool about signing Trent ahead of the Club World Cup, said Sky Sports News. And as we reported earlier on, Sammy Mockbell of the BBC reckons that they are going to offer about €1 million for that. And that's where we started with tonight's poll. Would you accept the 1 million? Do you think we should take it? We need to start offering 7-year contracts, said Bruno. Well, look, we usually do offer 5, to be fair. And Trent was offered a longer deal. But you can't make a player sign something. So, for instance, people have said that we should have sold Trent, or they should have forced him into signing a new deal. They can't make him do either. If Trent wants to run down a deal, or not just him, any player, they're human beings. You can't make them do what you want them to. You can make it awkward for them. You can make it clear to them they're not going to play or whatever. But ultimately, legally, a player can just sit there and run down his deal. And it feels like this was instigated by Trent, that if he was going to move away from Liverpool, it was going to be at this precise point. And I think that's the fairest I can be with it. I feel like this is the time where he was either going to commit the best years of his career to Liverpool Football Club and become a one-club man, or he wasn't, and he moves on. And it's very clear now which one he was doing, which is moving on. And don't lose that fact in your thought process. The best years of his career, his peak prime years, he's decided to take elsewhere and not stay with his boyhood club. And also, apparently there's no plans at the minute to remove the mural that is currently adorning the side of a house with Trent's image on it. Although, look, we'll see what happens in the future there. So we've had over 1,000 votes, and we said, should Liverpool take the €1 million offer from Madrid to let Trent leave early? And 59% of people that voted said yes, that Liverpool should take that €1 million offer if it comes in from Madrid to let him go early. So you can see not everybody in agreement, like most of these things. Some are on one side, some on the other. Let's wait and see what happens, though, you know. It's all very well and good us talking about it, but until that offer is put on the table, maybe Liverpool don't have that decision to make.